Hello guys, this is Skill Dimension. We make short videos on latest and popular technologies, and this is a Java interview questions series. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Okay guys, let's start. Today we are looking into the difference between double equals operator and dot equals method. So let's start. So first of the difference is very obvious that double equals is an operator, right? And this dot equals is a method, and this method is present inside object class. Second, this can be applied on primitive data types, okay, like int, char, float, boolean. We can do something like system.out.println 1 equals 2 and will print as false. Looking into dot equals, this cannot be applied on a primitive data type. Okay, so this much is clear. Third difference, this can be applied on non-primitive data types also. So let's see what happens if we apply double equals operator on a non-primitive data type such as string. Okay, so this is our IntelliJ, and here I've just created two strings, s1 and s2, with the same string inside hello. And let us just print system.out.println s1 equal s2. Let's just run it. So it is returning false. It is pretty interesting because both the strings are same, still it gives us false. So let's look into this, why it is showing that. So whenever we do something like string s1 equal to string hello, okay, so what this will do is this will create a variable named s1, okay, and there will be a object, a heap, okay. This object will be having the value hello. This s1 is just a reference variable pointing to this object. So this s1 will have the address or the location of this, like abc12. So this is the address pointing to this object in the heap. And let us see what happens if we create another object. Let's do equal to new string hello. Okay, so this will again create a new variable named s2 and a new object which is also having the value hello, and this variable will be pointing to a different object. As it is a different object, it will have different address. So this will have suppose def34. Okay, so this s1 and s2 are reference variable having the addresses of their objects. And if we come to our IntelliJ, see here this is containing abc12, this is having def34, so this is not equal, so that's why it gives as false. But what if we want to check for the content? So for checking the content, we will use our dot equals. Okay, we have to look where exactly this dot equals coming from. Okay, so to see that, let me just comment this and open object class. So here we can see this method dot equals, right? So this is also doing the same thing what we were doing here, right? Here also it is the same, but we wanted to check for the content hello, and as we are using our string class, let's see if it has something else also. So here also we can see there is another object, another method called equals, and here we are checking for the actual content. Okay, we don't have to go much into our logic, but we can just see that this equals is different from what we were having in object. And as we all know that all the classes in Java, such as string, implicitly extends the object class. So we are overriding the method present in the equals in our string class, and here we are checking for the content. And if I now use s1 dot equals s2, let's see what happens. See, it prints as true, and our understanding is also pretty right, because we want to check for the content, and here we are able to check for the content, right? So this double equals operator, we were looking at the third point. So this double equals operator, when it is applied on a non-primitive data type, it checks for reference or the address of the address that is stored in the reference variable, address of the object. Okay, and this dot equals, when this can be applied on non-primitive data type, and when this is applied, this checks for content of the object only if the class that you are using to compare should have overridden the equals method. Okay, so this dot equals will not work for the class where dot equals is not overridden, or a class that does not have a definition. Because if a class does not have definition, suppose I create a new class here itself, a, okay, and I have the integer n and a new constructor. Okay, and suppose I just delete or comment all this, and I use a1 equals to new a1. Here I'm putting 10 and a new object which is also having the value 10. So just here also we can use dot equals a2. Okay, so just think about it, what it should print for a second. Here we are using dot equals, but we have not anywhere in our class defined this dot equals, so it will be using this object class dot equals method, which is nothing but double equals, which check for references. And when we are checking the references and there are two different objects, it will always return false. Okay, and we'll do something interesting here also. Let's create a public boolean equals method which takes another object as a argument. Okay, and this returns this dot n equals other object dot n. My bad, this I had to remove this return. Okay, and now let's see what will happen. So it returns true because we have overridden the method that was present in object, and we have customized our equals method to check for the content rather than the references. Okay, so this n was the content, we are checking here the content. not the reference what was having here. Okay, so let's just jump back to the question. So first, this is an operator. It is an equals is a method. Second, that double equals operator can be applied on a primitive data type, but dot equals cannot be applied on a primitive data type. Third, and most important, that when we are using double equals on a non-primitive data type such as string or class, it checks for reference. Okay, and dot equals if and only if our class has overridden the equals method, it checks for the content. And just this line is very important. If the class have overridden the equals method, only in that case it will check for content. Otherwise, as we looked in our class, if we don't have dot equals method, then it will print false because it checks for reference.
So guys, this is all about the difference between double equals and dot equals method. So guys, do let us know what you feel about the video, and also let us know if you want video on any particular question. So that's all guys from Skill Dimension.